Full of street food, temples, and cheap massages, there are many reasons to visit Bangkok. We love the city so much that we decided to move here. This is Katie from Creative Travel Guide, and today we are sharing all of the things that you need to know before you go to Bangkok. Looking for more travel tips? Make sure you hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. Same but different. Bangkok is a crowded and chaotic city with a host of temples underneath the layers of pollution and crowd. Bangkok certainly does have a mixed reputation, but it is enriched in contrasts and contradictions. Here you really can find a place where East meets West, temples meets cocktails, and mega malls meet floating markets. So as you're about to plan your trip to Bangkok, let us look at the best time to visit the city. Now, the best time to visit Bangkok is from November to March. This is when the weather is at its coolest and humidity isn't too high. April to June is incredibly warm, whilst July to October is rainy season. And rainy season in Bangkok can really ruin a holiday. However, if you are visiting during rainy season, make sure you go out and see the attractions in the morning. A lot of the rain comes in floods in the evenings. However, try to avoid visiting Bangkok during the national holidays and Chinese New Year. The temples and sites are very busy and hotel prices are higher. If you plan on visiting Bangkok for shopping, then the best time to visit is from mid-June to mid-August, when there are huge sales taking place across most of the stores. Thailand is known as a pretty affordable destination to visit in the world, so let's look at some of the typical costs that you can expect in Bangkok. So dorm beds cost between 250 to 550 baht depending on location, with private rooms at small guest houses starting at around 450 baht. Nice private rooms cost between 800 to 1,800 baht, whilst more luxurious 5-star hotels will cost anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000 baht a night. However, a quick tip, if you are currently in Thailand, make sure you check out the luxury hotel websites. They are offering some fantastic deals with some really good hotel prices, including breakfast and lounge access. So now let's talk about transport. Canal taxi boats cost between 10 baht and 20 baht, whilst air-conditioned buses range from 11 to 30 baht. The BTS SkyTrain fares range from 15 to 52 baht, whilst taxi meters start at 35 baht. Most fares within central Bangkok will cost under 100 baht. However, when you are getting into a taxi, make sure you insist that the driver uses the meter. If you are having problems, especially if you're in a touristy area, finding a taxi that uses a meter, then make sure you have the Grab app on your phone. This runs very similar to Uber, and the prices are slightly higher than a normal taxi, but at least you know that you're not going to get ripped off because they have to go by the price that they offer when you book it. Now let's talk about the average cost of food. So street food meals cost as little as 30 baht, whilst a sit-down restaurant meal will charge between 120 to 400 baht. Fine dining in Bangkok is also pretty reasonable, with a meal costing around 1,000 baht to 3,000 baht for a couple. Many restaurants and bars offer cheap local beers starting at 80 baht, whilst cocktails tend to start at around 150 baht. After living here for 2 years now, we have also found a few ways to make sure that we save some money in Bangkok as well. First of all, eat local. One of the biggest expenses in Bangkok can be the food if you stick to Western dishes. Street food in Bangkok is super cheap and tasty, so don't be afraid to try it. If you aren't sure about eating food from a street vendor, then head to one of the local restaurants. We have a load of recommendations over on our niche website, That Bangkok Life. We will leave the link in the description below, but there are loads of different restaurants that you can visit, whether it is Thai food or other Asian cuisines that you would like to try, but there's some really good budget options in Bangkok. Another way you can save money is by using the food courts. So if you are worried about street food but you want to try a variety of different local foods, then go to the food courts in the shopping malls. Shopping malls are all over the city and every mall will have some type of food court, so go and check those out and try some of the food there. Another way to save money on food in Bangkok is to use the Eat-to-Go app. So if you're looking for a nice sit-down meal, download the app and check out the restaurants available on there. You can reserve a table in advance from hundreds of different restaurants over Bangkok, and you also choose a time slot for your reservation. By doing so, you can choose a percentage off your bill and you can get up to 50% off. And this app also works for those luxury hotel buffets, so we would definitely recommend it. We often use this when we go to nicer restaurants. And whilst we are on the topic of eating and drinking out, try to head to some of the more affordable sky bars. Bangkok is known for its amazing sky bars, but they can be really expensive. There are some more affordable options such as Wallflowers upstairs, Celio, Nest Rooftop, and Wanderlust Rooftop Bar. If you want to save money on accommodation, then you need to make sure that you book your accommodation in advance. Compare prices on Agoda, or if you're splurging on a nice hotel, check out the hotel website directly. Often they will have special deals on their websites. There are plenty of massage places around Bangkok, but if you want to save some money on a really nice massage parlour here, go on the Go Wabi app. Again, we will leave the link in the description below for all of these apps that we're talking about, but these offer discounted prices for spa treatments around Bangkok. So now let's talk about how to get to Bangkok. The majority of flights to Bangkok come through Suvarnabhumi International Airport, whilst Don Mueang International Airport is known as the budget airport and is often used for domestic flights or cheap flights from Southeast Asia. Public taxis leave from outside the arrival hall from both airports with a 50 baht surcharge for the airport fee. The Don Mueang train station offers trains to Hulumpong train station every hour between 4 AM to 11:20 AM and then later at 2 PM till 9:30 PM. From Suvarnabhumi Airport, you can get a free airport shuttle which connects visitors to the public transport centre. From here you can catch the bus lines 551 and 552 to Bangkok BTS stops. So now let's talk about how to get around Bangkok whilst you're there. So because of the language barrier, taxis are the most easiest way to get around Bangkok, especially if you use the Grab app. However, traffic can be unpredictable, so leave plenty of time if you need to get somewhere by a set time. If you can, I would recommend that you try and stay somewhere on the BTS line, so that is along Sukhumvit Road. There are lots of sights to be seen around Sukhumvit Road, but you can also use the BTS to get to the old city and the old areas of Bangkok to see the sights there as well. And lastly, let's talk about some of the best things to do in Bangkok. So you can't visit the Big Mango without heading to the Grand Palace or Wat Arun. Wat Pho is also famous for its Leaning Buddha, whilst Chinatown is a fantastic place to go to, especially during Chinese New Year and Christmas. Chatuchak Market is the most busiest and bustling market in Bangkok, and we would highly recommend it if you're visiting on the weekend. Whilst Lumpini Park is a great place to relax and unwind in the cooler days. Make sure you find some time to go to a Mai Tai fight and also have a few drinks down Koh San Road as well. So those are the things that you need to know before you go to Bangkok. If you are looking for more information, make sure you go over to our website, That Bangkok Life. We have lots of resources on there, from romantic things to do in the city, to the best food, to the best walking tours, and beyond Bangkok as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you like it, please make sure you give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, stay safe, and until next time, stay creative.